Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Breaking Bad video for today. This is going to be doing another character evolution video, and in this one, we're going to be doing the character evolution of my personal favorite character from Breaking Bad, and this is going to be for Jesse Pinkman Evolution. Okay guys, just going to be doing a video for today. This one's going to be doing another character evolution video, and in this one, we're going to be doing the character evolution of my favorite character from Breaking Bad, and in this one, we're going to be doing the evolution of Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. So far in the channel, we've done a character evolution on Walter White Heisenberg, as well as Gus Fring, which was last week, and now this week we're doing one for Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. So definitely let me know if you want me to continue these. I really have enjoyed doing these Breaking Bad evolution videos. I really have a blast doing these. I really do. So definitely, if there's any more you guys want me to cover, maybe say Mike or Hank or other characters like this, definitely let me know. As long as it's not Skyler. So I know I'm probably gonna have to do a video on Skyler probably at some point. So I'm just waiting for the day that frickin' happens. So anyway, let's get into this. So Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad, in my opinion. And this is just my opinion, of course, the best character to follow from Breaking Bad. And the reason why I say that is because Walt is the lead. For the most part, he is. He's the man we follow. It's about this guy that, has cancer and, he does all these crazy things in order to, fight back cancer and this and that and to try to raise money for the family to survive. And that's fine. But Jesse is the one throughout the entire series that we can follow because, Walt ends up doing these horrendous things by the time the show ends. While Jesse, I feel like, always kept a level head, at least most of the time. Maybe you could say in the early days he maybe didn't, but definitely around the final season and stuff, he was really, he was really more on the professional side, and he really knew what he wanted and what he was doing, and all that kind of stuff. And that's why I enjoy the character so much. So in season 1, he teams up with Walt because Walt says he'll report him to the police if he doesn't. So he cooks with Mr. White, right? He cooks with Mr. White. He knows the chemistry, and of course Jesse knows how to deal. So that's kind of there's the expertise on both sides there, right? I thought it was a very interesting plot to start off with Crazy 8. As you've got them that they don't really know what to do with the body. It's just like, okay, like what the hell are we gonna do here, right? And Jesse got the crap beaten out of him by this guy, and it's just like, okay, now it's like, all right, so what are we gonna do? And obviously the bathtub thing miserably fails because Jesse didn't listen to Walt, and that happened, I guess. So that was kind of on Jesse for that. And that's the funny thing, is that Jesse kind of starts off as like, man, he may know how to deal with the stuff, but man, he's not smart when it comes to the chemistry. That's for sure. That's when Walt needs to come in and kind of help him. But they're very goofy to start. They very much do not know what they're doing. And if anything, that's kind of the cool thing behind it. But obviously with Jesse dealing, he goes to Tuco, which that's the main thing. He goes to Tuco, and of course, they work for him after a bit. But, yeah, I think Jesse in the first season was a fun character. He kind of has no choice but to team up with Mr. White. He doesn't know the chemistry. He doesn't know anything like that. All he's good for is basically the dealing part. And that's basically his role in the first season. So I thought it was very cool. Even getting to see his parents, I remember as well. They very much do not like him. They kind of look at him as a failure and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a very interesting plot for a character to start off. Now season 2, obviously we've got him and Walt that are continuing to work for Tuco. Obviously this is the season where Tuco gets killed, of course, by Hank, and of course they get away, just barely. I mean, honestly, just barely, right? So you get that. Tuco is now gone, and now we have Saul that comes into the picture. We have the one episode where you've got, which I love that, when you guys remember when there's the fake Heisenberg sitting on the bench, and Hank is watching from a distance, and then Walt has to drive up to him, and he's like, "Hank, I thought that was you. How are you doing? You feeling okay?" As Jesse's like, "Wrong bench, wrong bench, wrong bench." She keeps walking, Love that episode so much. That was like one of my favorites from the second season. Very, very just fun, interesting, and on the edge of your seat episode, all blended in together. It was such a good episode. But anyway, we got that, of course, and the what is it? 4 Days Out, I believe, was the name of the episode after that, where they go out, and of course, it's like they cook all this stuff. They go out there for a while, and then I remember like what was it? Like something went wrong with the RV, and he's like, "Yes, I got it. Yeah, you got it." And then it's like, "All right, let's start it up. And then it's like, Frank, Mr. White, just something. Make me think. Like, you gotta come up with something. Please don't tell me it's hopeless. Like, you always have these ideas. You're always coming up with these crazy ideas. How are we gonna get out of here, Mr. White? Like, it's just, they're like dehydrated and stuff. Like, very, very interesting episode there. I'll say that. And then in the mix in season 2, now this is when we get into the crazy stuff. We got Jesse that, of course, rents this place. You got the landlord there named Jane, and of course, throughout the season, he hooks up with her. But obviously, she wants to kind of go away with Jesse, and she doesn't really care about Walt and his plans. They take the money, and while essentially, obviously, she's a recovering addict. So by the time the season ends, she overdoses, and that's when we get Walt that just says "frig it." Like, who cares, right? I guess that doesn't matter. So, and Jesse is completely messed up after that. Completely. So, very interesting season for a character. I'll say that. All over the place. Jesse in season 2 won up even more for me. He pissed me off a couple times, I will be honest. Like, when Walt's trying to do the deals and he's like, all messed up, of course, with Jane. Like, some of that stuff, I'm like, okay, buddy, like, really? Are you really gonna leave Walt that high and dry? But by the time you get to the end of the season, it's like, well, damn, like, maybe that's not a bad thing you left Walt high and dry, because he just let your girlfriend die. So, honestly, I mean, part of it's just like, well, honestly, I can't say I blame Jesse, because it was a stupid idea, don't get me wrong, but it's not like Walt's any better. That's the crazy thing about it, right? So, great evolution for the second season. Love that. Now, season 3, obviously we've got Gus that is in here now. They are working for Gus. We got the whole Gale storyline there at first, and then, Jesse kind of gets phased in. But only before, of course, you get, the whole thing with, the RV. They have to pretend like, like they're not in there and stuff like that. But, of course, Hank needs a warrant in order to get into the RV. That's what the old man tells him at the junkyard, right? And then it's like, oh, frig. So then he gets the call, of course, because Saul helps them out and says that Marie's in the hospital and then all this and that. Of course, Hank panics and stuff. And then that's when he finds out, he beats the living crap out of Jesse, right? And, man, it is a crazy freaking episode. As, of course, Jesse is in the hospital. But this is one point from Jesse I always agree with him, is when he says, he told him this in the hospital, too. He's like, ever since I teamed up with the great Heisenberg, I have lost everything good. Everything good. Like, it never gets better for him. And obviously he takes the deal, but he makes a very good argument. And that's the main point about this, right? So that was something. And of course, well, we got, the continuation of the season. And by the time the season, of course, ends, you've got him that, of course, is forced to kill Gale, right? So you've got his girlfriend around that time. I remember Andrea and, that kind of stuff. And then we go into season 4, right? So in season 4, of course, they're still working for Gus. You've got the episode with him and Mike. I remember that one very well. When him and Mike go out there. And you remember the scene in the car? He's just, like, bored out of his mind. And then, like, he slams the brake and he's like what are you doing? And he's like, I don't know, I do what I'm told. Like, it's like, so you're gonna sit there and you're gonna shut up and we're gonna do these, like these jobs or whatever, I don't want to hear anything out of you today, I remember that episode. That episode was really, really fun. So anyway, throughout the season, they have to take down Gus some way or another, but they are still trying to figure out, of course, how. And you've got, of course, the whole Brock thing. He was, of course, poisoned, which we find out who did it later on. It is a crazy, crazy season for that character. And, of course, by the end of the season, they kill Gus, and they take him down, right? In particular, Walt, but also, with the help of Jesse, and they take down Gus. So very interesting season there for him as well, too, in season season 4. And then the final season, obviously, season 5, and this and that, of course, we got them. They are still doing the deal. They are kind of, free to do whatever they want now, but Walt insists that they're not done yet. And this is when just all truth comes out. The news about Brock, the news about just everything. Of course, there's the episode where Jesse's like going through and like trying to put like gasoline all through his house. And of course, he teams up with Hank to take down Heisenberg, which was a very interesting plot there. And then, of course, enters just, the craziness that is this show. You've got the death of Hank. You've got, of course, Jesse that, of course, gets captured. And you've got just the rest of the story as they kill Andrea. And, of course, you've got just him like just going through hell and getting captured by these guys. And by the time the show ends, of course, Jesse, does get out. But it's kind of a bittersweet ending for him. It's good, but it's very, very sad as well, too. And just the scene, too, like when you've got him and Walt facing off for the last time. It's just, it's crazy, honestly. It's an absolutely crazy ending. So, man, one hell of a character. I mean, one hell of a character. Honestly, I just, like, I don't even know what to say about a character like Jesse. He is well written. I will say that. He is very well written, where it starts with him and how goofy he is and how much him and Walt suck at their jobs at first in this whole partnership. And then by the time the series ends, it's like Jesse's like barely alive. Let's put it that way. He's barely even alive by the time the show is done. And it's just... man, it is a freaking crazy show for this character. So let me know, what do you guys think about Jesse Pinkman? What do you think about him? And how do you think Aaron Paul did as the portrayal of Jesse? I think he did a phenomenal job, but now I want to hear from you guys. So of course, guys, if you're new here, click the subscribe button so you don't miss some of my videos for Breaking Bad. Follow Dan Smark reviews, guys, and of course, I'll see you guys really soon for another Breaking Bad video. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.